Hi, I'm 323 Committed to your host of the new Street Ethics TV podcast. In today's episode, we will be discussing the topic that often get overlooked. And to tell the truth, generally this topic gets overlooked by the whole world, which is narcissism. But we're going to be discussing narcissism in the music industry. So let's get right to it. Here at Street Ethics TV Podcast, we keep it real about the streets, the culture, and the game. Today's topic, narcissism in the music industry, is loud as hell, but it's rarely called that. You seen the flexing, the egos, the I'm the greatest bars, but how deep does this rabbit hole go? Let's break it down. The music game thrives on confidence. Artists got to sell themselves before they sell records. But there's a line between self-belief and straight-up narcissism. We're talking about the ones who think the world spins around their mic, where every collab's a favor they're doing, and every critic's a personal attack. Think about it. The industry rewards attention, not humility. Social media amplifies it. Lights, screens, and clout turn into a mirror they can't stop staring into. Take some of these big names without naming names, cause you already know who is guilty. The entourage is hyping them up. The ghostwriters, they want credit. The way they'll step on anyone to climb the charts. It's not just arrogance, it's a playbook. Narcissism gets you headlines, views get you spins, and drama keep you trending. But here's the flip side. What happens when the mask slips? Fans peep the insecurity behind the bravado, cancellations, flops, or just fading out. The streets teach us real recognize real, but the industry, it's a hall of mirrors. Some artists get so caught up in their own reflection, they forget the music's supposed to speak, not just stroke their ego. So question is, can you stay authentic in a game that rewards the self-assist, or does the hustle demand a little narcissism to survive? Now that's going to end our first segment for the day. Now, as we told y'all in our episodes, we will be featuring a 10-question Q&A. So right after this commercial break, we're going to get right into that. Let's go.
Tired of the same old boring radio stations and podcasts? Introducing our new podcast, Street Ethics TV Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Get your latest updates on hot new street culture and urban influences by Street Ethics TV Podcast, hosted by 323 Kumite. Leave your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to share, like, and follow Street Ethics TV Podcast.
Yes, this is a podcast, not an ordinary one, but an extraordinary one. This is Street Ethics TV, a show with a unique perspective on what's happening in the world. Hosted by Komite and produced by Street Ethics Music Syndicate. Don't miss out. Tune into Street Ethics TV, your source for entertainment and inspiration.
Welcome back to Street Ethics TV Podcast. I'm your host 323 Committed. In our episodes, we feature a 10-question Q&A. In today's episode, narcissism in the music industry. Let's dive right into it. Question 1. Who's the biggest narcissist in the music game right now? Drop a name and tell me why they're too deep in their own mirror. Question 2. Can the artist blow up without flexing their narcissistic edge, or is the ego trip just part of the hustle? Question 3. What's the wildest example you've seen an artist acting like the world owes them on X, in a video, or wherever? Question 4. Do you think the fans fuel the narcissism, or are these labels and entourages the real hype man behind it? Question 5. Real talk. Does the music hit harder when the artists are humble, or do you vibe more with the cocky ones? Question 6. How quick do you clock the fate when the artist's ego starts thinking up their tracks, and do you have an example? Question 7. Beef in the industry. Narcissism gone wild, or just smart marketing, and what's the line for it? Question 8. Can you name an artist who keeps it 100 without drowning in their own hype, someone the streets respect? Question 9. What's the cost when the mask slips? Do narcissists crash and burn, or do they just pivot to the next gimmick? And question 10, our final question of today's show, narcissists in the music industry. If you ran the game, how would you deal with the ego trippers? Let them shine or shut them down? This 10-question Q&A will bring our show to an end today. Are the narcissists running the game, or are they just the loudest in it? Stay locked in. Leave your answers and comments in the comment section of this episode. And if you have any questions about today's show, any questions about today's Q&A, leave your comments in the comment section also, so we can chat and chop it up on our next episode of Street Ethics TV Podcast. Subscribe to Street Ethics TV Podcast on our YouTube channel and follow Street Ethics TV Podcast right here on Spotify.